Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megs, and in today's video, I'm going to give you my tips and tricks on how you can start sharing your story on two specific platforms, YouTube and Instagram. I by no means claim to be an expert in either one of these platforms, far from it, but I have been sharing my story on both for about a year now, and I have picked up a few tips and tricks along the way. So if you're planning on starting your YouTube channel or starting an Instagram specific to your story, stay tuned for my little tips and tricks. The first part of this video will be focused on YouTube, and the second part of this video will be focused on Instagram. However, before we go any further, make sure you check out part 1 of this mini series where I just talk about my general advice and tips on how to start sharing your story, what platform suits you best, etc. Alright, so let's get on with the video, starting off with YouTube. So right before I uploaded my first video, I had no idea how to film a video, edit a video, upload a video, like nothing. So if I can figure it out, you can too. I've got faith in you. But before we get into the equipment side of things, it's really important to have a general idea and plan of what you want your channel and your videos to look like. First, you need to decide whether you want to make one video specific to your story or a series of videos on your channel. So if you're doing one video, you only have to plan that video from start to finish. But if you're doing a channel specific to your story, then it's better to have a really good plan going in. So make a list of videos that you want to make. So whether those videos are each specific to their own topic or if they're just specific to certain events, having a list will really help you visualize where you want your channel to go. And this is also going to make you feel much more ready, prepared, motivated, and pumped for your new project. Make sure that the outline of each video is easy to follow. Make sure that everything goes in chronological order. So my advice for this is to make a rough plan in point form for each video. I do this for every single video. It really does help me out. This way I kind of have a plan to guide me when I'm filming start to finish, so I don't jump around throughout a video, because videos that jump around a lot are really hard to follow. This is also going to make sure that you don't forget something while you're filming, and you're going to sound much more confident in front of a camera because you're already going to have a layout of exactly what you need to say and exactly how you want to say it. When planning out a video, especially if you're just starting off and these are your first few videos, my advice is to keep it between 10 to 12 minutes long. That's kind of like the sweet spot. Of course, it can be shorter and of course it can be longer. However, if you keep your videos short, especially the first few that you film, you have a higher chance of keeping people interested throughout your entire video. Another suggestion, if you're planning on dedicating an entire channel to your story, is to do an intro video.
Hello, my name is Magdalena Bujalski and I have stage 4 lymphoma.
So in part 1 of my mini-series, I talked about getting personal, and by introducing yourself and sharing a few things about you, people are going to be able to connect with you a lot easier. They're also going to be much more touched by your story. So you can either dedicate an entire video to introducing yourself and who you are, or you can do a quick intro at the beginning of a different video to just give people a rough idea of who you are, what they can expect from your channel, and what it's going to look like moving forward. Consistency. So try your best to post consistently. This is going to keep your subscribers and your viewers in the loop, and they're going to know when they can expect a new video for you. Also, posting consistently keeps you accountable. So it keeps you accountable to film, edit, and upload that video on a consistent schedule. When I first started doing YouTube, I would upload once per week, and then when I kind of got the hang of the whole YouTube thing, I started uploading twice per week, but then when I went back to work, it was a lot, so I went back down to once per week. So there are no rules as to how often you have to upload. However, if you upload more consistently, then you have more videos out, which means you have a bigger chance of reaching more people. Record and document everything. So depending on what kind of videos you're filming, this is gonna look a little bit different. If you're doing more sit-down videos like this, where you're just talking to a camera, this is really all you have to record. However, if you're doing more vlog style videos, where you're kind of out and about and recording live almost, then it is really important to remember to record everything. And that's the hardest part, just physically having your camera or your phone with you and actually just recording everything. So for me, what this looked like was bringing my camera to the hospital with me, 2 chemo appointments, 2 haircuts, wig shopping, everything and anything that I could use as footage for my videos. And even if you're not going to actively be talking during this footage, you can get what we call B-roll, which is essentially filler content. And having more filler content just gives your videos more variety, hence making them more interesting to watch. Equipment. So throughout the year of doing YouTube, my equipment has changed a lot, but there's this common misconception that you need some sort of fancy equipment to be able to make videos, which is totally not true. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what I started out with, and everything that I mentioned in today's video will be in the description box down below, so feel free to check it out if you're interested in anything. Recording. So when I first started recording, I actually started on my iPhone. So I have an iPhone XS and I find that the picture quality and the sound are really good on the iPhone. I'm actually recording on it right now just to show you guys, but if you have any of the newer smartphones, all of them have really good video and sound recording. So really a smartphone is all you need to start off. Then I started using a GoPro Hero 7 Black. So I got this camera for a number of reasons. The picture and sound quality are really good. The battery honestly lasts forever. It's very small and compact, so it can fit in your pocket or in a little purse. And it's indestructible. So I have this really bad tendency of dropping things. I'm pretty clumsy as a person, to be honest. And having an indestructible camera was pretty important to me. So I honestly love it. It served its purpose for me for so long. I used it for pretty much most of the year. And I still have it, still in great working condition. And it also doubles as a travel camera because it is waterproof, it is weatherproof. So honestly, this camera has so many uses. Then I switched to my current camera, which is a Sony RX100 Mark VI, and this is a huge upgrade compared to what I was used to using. But again, I was doing YouTube for quite some time before I upgraded to this camera. However, just like I showed you, you really don't need to have any fancy recording equipment. Your smartphone is enough to get you started. Lighting. This big beautiful window right in front of me is honestly my best friend and a huge part of the reason why I love filming in this room. Natural light is just so beautiful. It gives you such a good glow. And it's free. So my advice to you is to film in front of a window during daylight because you're really gonna get the best light and it's just gonna make your videos look that much better. However, I didn't like being restricted to only being able to film during the day, so I did buy a ring light by the brand Newer. So this ring light is amazing because the light quality is really good. It doubles as a tripod. It also has a detachable phone extension that you can put your phone in, which is good for taking selfies and videos on your phone. And it also comes with a Bluetooth remote, so I can be farther away from my phone and still control the camera. Now for editing. If you have any of the newer Apple products, then they already come with this software called iMovie. And this is an amazing software for creating good quality videos. I personally like to use a program called Final Cut Pro X. And if you have a Windows computer, then you can use a software that I believe is called Adobe Premier Pro. However, these are the softwares that I know about, but I'm sure that there are a ton of other editing softwares out there. So you really just have to do your research to see what's available to you. And the good thing with YouTube is that all of these softwares have tutorials on YouTube, so you can watch a few videos and really know how to use that editing software to its full potential. Another very important thing that is specific to YouTube is your thumbnail. So what a thumbnail is that little picture that pops up right beside the title of every single video. Now, why this is important is it is the first thing that people see when they see your video pop up. So if you have a really good thumbnail that's really attractive and people get interested from it, they have a higher chance of clicking on your video and watching it. So really try to take the time to invest in making a nice thumbnail for all of your videos. Now for Instagram. So first off, you really want to decide whether you're going to share on your personal profile or if you're going to start a completely separate page. So if you're sharing it on your personal profile, that probably already exists, the job is done. But if you're starting a new page for your story, you really want to make sure that your handle, aka your name, aka the little @ whatever, is personal and specific to your story. Next, you want to make sure that your profile is public and not private, because if it's private, then people are going to have a hard time finding you. They're going to have to request to follow you, versus if it's public, then people have an easier time following you and you're going to be able to reach more people. In the bio of your Instagram page, under the section name, you want to have your name and your title. So what I mean by title is you want to have a few words that kind of describe what your Instagram page is all about. So when I was going through active cancer treatment and I was constantly posting about cancer on a regular basis, I had my name Megs and then I had --cancer thriver. So what that showed people was, for anyone who was searching for a profile about someone who was undergoing cancer treatment or who was a cancer survivor, my name would pop up because I had cancer in my name. So now I changed it to positivity and lifestyle because those are the types of things that I try to have on my Instagram profile. So if anyone's looking for profiles related to positivity or lifestyle, they will stumble upon me much easier. Equipment. So I've only ever taken my photos on either mine or Alex's iPhones. I find that iPhones have a really good camera and they have a lot of good features like really good zoom and portrait mode. So I just find that it's super easy and convenient because I always have my iPhone on me. For editing, I use the app called Lightroom Mobile CC. It's a free app to download, and there are a ton of YouTube tutorials on different presets that you can create for yourself and how to use the app, so feel free to check that out just from the App Store. I try my best to edit all of my pictures similarly, that way my feed looks cohesive and smooth. However, if a certain picture that I really want to post doesn't fit into my feed, that's not going to stop me from posting it, because I think that having a picture that is meaningful and that relates to my story or what I'm trying to share is a little more important than having a feed that looks super similar. However, no matter what kind of devices you are using, you just really want to make sure that your pictures are good quality. So you want to make sure that they're not too zoomed in and pixelated. You want to make sure that they're not blurry, that the lighting's good, because just having good quality pictures is going to overall make your Instagram page look that much better. Content. Content is basically the pictures and videos that you are putting out on Instagram. So on Instagram, this looks like your posts, which like I said, are videos or pictures, also IGTV and stories. So you might as well try your best to cover all three of your bases in order to reach a more broad audience. Similar to planning out videos for YouTube, you want to plan out your captions for Instagram. So for me, what this looks like is as soon as I get an idea for a caption, I will write it down in the notes folder of my phone, or else I'll forget it. So sometimes this is just a sentence, sometimes it's a few sentences or an entire caption. And my advice for captions is you want to make sure that they're either telling a story, educating others, or giving some sort of advice, because this is really what draws people's attention and what makes them want to read your captions. And then after that, I'll match the caption to a picture. But this is just kind of my way of working. You can do it the opposite way too. Take a picture and then think of a caption for that picture. And this is why it's important to take lots and lots of pictures and videos, because the more pictures and videos you have, the more content that you have to work with. Also, if you can't think of a caption for a photo right away, doesn't matter, take the picture anyway. Sometimes I take a picture and then it's not until months later that I think of the perfect caption for it, or vice versa. I'll think of the perfect caption and it's not until months later that I find the perfect photo for it. So that's just to say that the more content that you have, the more stuff you have to work with, the easier it is for you in the long run. As for picture ideas, I try to think of different aspects of your story that you can capture. You can look at different profiles that are similar to yours, which will give you inspiration. You can also check out websites like Pinterest that have a ton of really good pictures. Now, another thing that is super important to Instagram is hashtags. So hashtags are actually really important to having your account be found and for you to be able to find other accounts that are similar to yours. So in your posts, make sure that you try to take hashtags that are similar to your story, similar to what your post is about. Do this right now. Go on Instagram and search a hashtag that is similar to your story. You're going to not only find posts that relate to it, but other accounts as well. So when people are looking for accounts that have to do with something like, let's say, cancer or chemotherapy or lymphoma, then if I hashtag my pictures with those hashtags, people are going to find my pictures, they're going to find my profile, and hopefully they're going to want to follow along. Consistency. So just like with YouTube, you want to post consistently on Instagram. People who are following you, they want updates, they want to know what's next, they want to see the next post. So the more consistently you post, the more people are going to want to follow you, because they're going to see that you have an active account. Now, in order to reach more people, the more you post, the bigger the chance you have of reaching more people. Again, there's no real rules, but it's really just how often you want to post, but doing so on a consistent basis is really beneficial for you. Whew, that was a lot, and I know that this information may seem overwhelming, but honestly, the hardest part of starting a YouTube channel or an Instagram page is just getting started. So as I mentioned earlier, anything that I mentioned in this video will be linked in the description box down below. If you have made it this far with me, please leave me a smiley face in the comments so I know that you are here with me. If you ever have any questions, also you can leave a comment or feel free to message me on Instagram. I'm at Megs Bujelski on Instagram. Now it's time to spread some love. So if you have an Instagram profile or a YouTube channel that is specific to your story or any other platform, really, feel free to shamelessly plug yourself in the comments down below so we can all find each other and connect. You never know, maybe there's somebody who needs some sort of inspiration and you can be that inspiration. So feel free to shamelessly plug yourself. And that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, everyone. Know yourself, know your body, and until next time.